Do
Yeah,
it.
might as well.
It's 5:01. Let's go
Yeah,
live.
just put us live. Why not? They can hear us. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys
definitely
hear
had
us?
those muted.
Well, at this point, I have no idea. It's only Travis.
Yeah, they can still hear us. It says so.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Can you still hear us?
I'm inside your house.
it's the dog.
Muting not working.
Well, this is not important right now.
No, it's
No.
not. It is. It will be important. It'll be extremely important.
Well, I mean, we've got around 50 live viewers, so hello again,
Hello.
and welcome to Onyx PathCon.
Yes.
Starting off strong.
Starting
All right,
off
well, let's go. Let's
extremely strong.
Rich, would you like to lead us?
go. Okay. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the 5th Onyx Path Virtual Gaming Convention. 5 is in 5, and I will start, as has now become traditional, with the ringing of the silver bell.
I can't even hear
Wait.
it.
It's silent.
Nope.
No, it's a silent bell.
That noise suppression is really helping.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I guess it just wouldn't, but you know I did it, and that's
Yeah,
what's
we saw it. We saw it. That's all
much
that's
like
important.
muted or not muted.
Right.
As long as we meant to do it.
Even the
Everybody
silent
say
bell
hello to
has
my
been
husband,
cursed.
Weston,
Yeah.
who's walking
Hi,
on the
Weston.
screen in the
Hello,
background.
Hi, Wes.
Hi, dead dog in the background.
It's also my flat
What a
dogs.
wonderfully organized group of people
Yes.
we are.
That is what we like to call Weston, the dead dog in the
Dead
background.
It's a nickname.
It was
Yes,
very
do
awkward at UK
with
Games
love.
Expo when I called him that.
Yes, do continue, Rich.
Yes, we will kind of fumble our way forward, which is really, kind of a motto here. This is our 13th year of doing business, which is amazing, and thank
Yeah.
all of you who have supported us all these years as we did many games. And I know a lot of you are very excited, very interested in coming here to find out about one of the new ones, the ones that we keep hinting at, but that we haven't really told everyone all that strongly about. So now this convention is where we start talking about the new game, Curseborne, strongly, and with plenty of explanations and all kinds of good stuff. But it is still not the game itself. It is still not the Kickstarter for the game itself. It is the lead into all that. So
Yes.
we'll answer some questions, but some things we probably won't answer, just to keep it mysterious and frustrating, the way we know you like it. But
They love it.
if you want some reading material for that, I believe now, or very close to now, depending on how
It's
weirdly
already
that
up.
goes,
I will
It's
put a link
already
in the
up.
chat. I already have
the
it.
Curseborne Ashcan is available on Drive-Thru RPG.
Link
Now,
in chat. Link in
It
chat.
is an Ashcan.
It's an ash can.
Ashcan is a preview. It's a teaser. It is, again, not the final thing. So we would love your feedback on it. We'd love to know what people think about it. Obviously, that's why we're putting it out there. But at the same time, please do bear in mind, it probably doesn't have everything that you would like to know about in it. It probably doesn't have everything that we're going to put in it. But it is there so that you can get a taste of it. That's what the Ashcan is. There.
Just a little taste.
To whet the appetite.
I honestly feel
Tastes
like
ashes. It's weird.
yeah, it does.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be a happy thing. This is our return to horror. This is our horror, if you will. There's a wide range in there, which we've talked about on many occasions. Dark, fantasy, urban horror. It's in there, solidly in there. You can make it work however you need it to. But for us, we're just going to say it's us doing horror once again, full throttle to the. This is ours. We can do what we need to do with it, and we hope a lot of other people find it as exciting to read and to play as it was for us to work on for several years.
I like that we're just not even introducing ourselves. We're like, you know who we
No.
are. Fuck
You
it.
know
To be
Yeah.
honest, it is 5 years in.
Right.
If they don't,
And honestly, I just wanted to get us into
Mhm.
the Curseborne thing because I know a lot of people are excited about that, and also because if we're talking while people are going, "Hey, someone just said that the thing is up there. They didn't tell us that." I wanted to jump on that right away. So,
And to be fair, that is way more important than who any of us are, really.
but if
Who are
to
we?
give everyone their recognition, I know
way?
everyone deserves it, except me. I'm Rich Thomas. I'm the founder and creative director of Onyx Publishing. Least important person of these 5 people.
Mood.
Go.
Chief Bottle Washer. I am Eddie Webb. My pronouns are he, him. I am one of the in-house developers at Onyx Path Publishing. I am also the creator and licensed owner of the Realms of Pugmire. I also handle other stuff like the Trinity Continuum and Story Path Ultra stuff, and I help with branch writers and other things that are escaping my nose because it's very late right now for me.
Does anybody have like an animation of hats going on and off of Eddie's
Right,
head?
yeah. Executive producer. I forgot that one, yes. My God, I forgot that one. Ah.
Who would
Matthew,
you like to
go.
pass? Yeah, okay. My name is Matthew Dawkins, he, him. I am the creative strategist and one of the in-house developers at Onyx Path Publishing. I oversee the lines of Scion, The World Below, and broadly the Earthbane line. I am also responsible for the They Came From line. And as we are working on them, the Chronicles of Darkness and World of Darkness fall under my purview as well. I have now been on Onyx Path for several years. I love it every single year. Love all the different games we get to work on. And just to echo what Rich said, it is fantastic to get to work on a horror game that is our own, get to really put our creative stamp on it. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what people think of the Ashcan. Not enough to say to Aesthetic, but probably enough to say to Ferrari. Now, Danielle, who are you?
No, who am I? I don't know. I'm just a little guy. So I am Danielle Lozon. I am
2.5 feet tall.
I am just a little guy, just doing a little thing. I'm an in-house developer. Eddie and Matthew had some cool titles, so I'm just gonna give myself a title right now.
Do it. We may ours up.
I am the get shit done manager and the program manager for playing with dogs.
Oh, damn.
And at the gates.
And at the gates is I'm the in-house developer for Exalted, the entire 3rd edition Exalted line, and for at the gates specifically. Matthew is kind of the developer for the Earthbane cycle, but
it's all muddy. We
kind of share. I'm kind of the head over Story Path Ultra, so therefore anything that's using Story Path Ultra is under my purview, including Curseborne.
Hi,
Dixie?
I'm Dixie Cochran.
Yes.
Pronouns are she, her. I am also an in-house developer here at Onyx Path. I do not have control over any one thing. I bounce around and I'm kind of a jack of all trades. Recently, I've been doing a bit of, quite a bit of layout actually, which I'm super enjoying. I also still edit, and you'll see me in writing credits here and there, and I'm just kind of all over the place. I don't have a cool title either, but I'm Dixie, and that's okay. If you're looking at the Curseborne Ashcan and you like the layout, tell me. And then I'll have dopamine as I go out to a concert tonight.
So you can thrash around and headbutt people. That's what I understand.
It's not that kind of concert at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you can sit there and clap politely.
Eh,
Are those the only 2 kinds of concerts?
Yes, yes.
thrashing or not thrashing.
So what are we going to be talking about at this convention, Rich? This is the opening ceremony, so let's ceremonize, let's ceremonialize.
Well, we have a bracing slate of panels that are going to be going on our Twitch channel. I think we're looking at just about every game line, or close to just about every game line that we do. We've got a panel for Curseborne. We've got a panel for Trinity Continuum. We have 2 panels for Scion, I believe. We have an Exalted panel. We have Pugmire, Realms of Pugmire. We have a Branch Riders panel and also a Bodhana Group panel, both of which would be great to see people show up at to talk about it, especially since Branch Riders is kickstarting right now. It's on Kickstarter. It's under the Bodhana Group's, they're running it, and it's just a wonderful, marvelous game that has so many fun applications, and it's written by a group of people who are both gamers and who are have varying degrees of licensing of different titles and things, much like our crew, except in for real and in various therapeutic capacities. And so they have thought about how to make a game that can enable therapists to bring that in, use tabletop gaming directly right there using this game in their sessions, and they have some very good success stories with that, and these panels hopefully will give them a chance to really talk about that, but also give folks a chance to get over to Kickstarter and back them for a little bit, back them for a lot. It doesn't matter. Just like to have the support. What else? We've got a how to do community content panel. We've got what else? Come on.
Oh,
Earthbane. Did we talk about Earthbane? They came from
Earthbane. They came from.
we have a whole like Google Doc that I made just for this occasion.
I know, but it's more fun trying to get.
But these are the panels. So I'd have to look up Travis's doc, and that's just too much work.
We do have our traditional What's Up with Onyx Path
every panel is What's Up with Onyx Path, Curseborne, Earthbane, Trinity Continuum, Story Path, Scion 1 and Scion 2. That's not for Scion First Edition, Second Edition. That's just 2 different Scion panels.
There's so much Scion, it's all over the place.
An Exalted panel, They Came From panel, a Realms of Pugmire panel, a Bodhana Group panel.
And let me tell you something, brother, about some of these panels. And you're going to find out a little about every single one of them in the What's Up with Onyx Path panel, which is always a big panel to attend at any of the conventions we go to, whether it's here, whether it's our own con, whether it's an in-person con or another online con. Right. We almost always do a What's Up with Onyx Path, and that's where you're going to get a lot of the news about what we are working on and what we have got coming up. So every single panel, more or less, we're going to make some kind of announcement. That doesn't mean we're going to be making new games for every single game line, but we're going to be talking about every single game line with enthusiasm. Maybe there'll be some previews of books to come. Maybe there'll be interviews, as it were, breakdowns of what's going to be in some of these books. But What's Up with Onyx Path is the panel to go to if you want those headlines, and then you're going to want to go to each of these respective panels to get the deep dives into each respective game and what's coming up for each of them.
And you'll probably have a chance to ask some questions, I would imagine.
Yeah,
probably.
Q&A is something we always try to do in these things, if time permitting. So if you have questions, by all means submit them in the chat. I always recommend, if you're going to do that, put in caps beforehand, question or something equally.
Or you can highlight your message, whatever works for you, just something so we can see it easily.
And something you're going to hear all of us harping on about a great deal at this convention is the power of reviews and ratings. And this is something I harp on about a lot myself, but it is something I think all of us are going to be doing at this con. You're here, you're watching us, listening to us, because you like our games or you're interested in our games, and we are incredibly grateful for that. One way that you can show others that you like our games, whether it's to read them, run them, play them, or plan running or playing them, is going to the place you bought them, typically DriveThruRPG, though maybe not exclusively, and heading over there, leaving a rating, and if you've got time, a review. Now, I know everyone is busy, but the good news is if you're already logged into DriveThruRPG, it will take you less than 15 seconds. You go on DriveThruRPG, you click My Library, immediately it will show you any games you have not already reviewed.
Yep.
And all you have to do is click star ratings. And if you've got time, a few sentences about what you think about a book. The reason we're emphasizing this year is because year on year, we are able to see the power that ratings and reviews have in drawing more and more customers, more and more players to our games. With Curseborne coming up, we want people looking at these games more than ever. And if all you can do is leave a star rating on a few books that you've not rated so far, that helps us more than you can know, because those ratings will convince other people to give these games a go. So please do that if you get the opportunity, and do be prepared that I and others are going to be saying this in pretty much every panel coming up over the weekend.
Get used to this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like the fundraising spiel at a telethon. Except it's a rating spiel. We're not asking you for raising funds. We just want to hear what you think about the projects.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And they don't have, well, we would love perfect ratings, but they don't have to be. Give honest ratings. Tell us what you think. This is also a good place for you to provide feedback to us.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I did say doo-doo to Elves of Zion in the chat. I'm glad we're setting the bar for humor. Yes.
Why would we expect anything beyond that? That's our level for sure.
Most of what I say is doo-doo, to be fair.
Yeah. And of course, while this is going on, we also have many opportunities for we have actual plays going. Of course, the Curseborne actual play is one of the big ones people are looking forward to. Been working on that for quite a while, and then there's a variety of games, and then also at Start Playing Games, there are people who are playing who'd love to have you join them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not just kind of panels. I mean, you're not just watching people talk on panels. You're not just watching people play games. If you go to startplaying.games, there are people actually running games at our conventions too, just like a normal convention. So if you want to play our games too, head on over there.
Yep.
The game masters charge whatever they think is fair, and so I believe some of them are even running for free. So go check those out and support them, because it's always great to feel like people are really excited about the games that you're running.
Mm-hmm.
If you're curious about a game, here's your chance. You can
Absolutely.
you can watch it play on an actual play, or you can sit in on it and actually play it yourself.
And I believe that in our Discord, and I don't know if there is a link that can be pasted into the Twitch chat, there is a $10 free credit, essentially, for playing games on Start Playing. So essentially, you click on the link, you get your $10. You can sign up to any game and get $10 off the price of admission. So this is a great opportunity to play games that you may have read and not had a chance to play before, or even run a game, especially if you're talking about a Jumpstart or an Ashcan. Those are very easy to roll out just straight from the book. They will tend to have pre-generated, ready-made characters in them. So give a new game a go. This is a fine weekend to do it. Celebrate all things Onyx Path, whether it's supporting our panels, rating our books, or running or playing our games. This is the time to do it.
There you go.
All right.
Let's see.
Well, I'm currently in salesperson mode, so I can.
Clearly, yeah.
So let's. I was going to say, just as a change of pace, Dixie, what are you most excited about what's coming up in this weekend?
I always love Onyx PathCon. You know me, I like talking to people. But I think the thing that I've been anticipating the most was just people seeing this Ashcan. We've been working on Curseborne for quite a while. And it's not something that we just started doing a few months ago. We've been working on this for a long time. Very, very excited about it. And getting to see the layout on that was really cool. It was one of the first projects where both Mike, our art director, and Rich, our creative director, let me kind of go wild with it. They were like, do what you think looks good. And I had a lot of fun. That kind of funky background you see on it, I did all that by hand. That was really cool. So of course I'm looking forward to talking to fans. I'm looking forward to being on the Pugmire panel, because I always love talking about that game. But I'm really, really just lurking in the Discord right now and in the chat, looking for reactions to people who have already got the Ashcan. Because I'm like, do you like it? Do you think it's neat? Please tell me it's neat. Tell me.
Not in any way, shape, or form scary.
No, not at all. It hasn't done anything weird to us. Not at all.
Oh yeah, no. This game is cursed, which is cool. It really adds to the atmosphere. But yeah, no, I always love doing this. I love chatting with folks. I'm definitely excited to like. I haven't actually seen the Curseborne actual play, so I'm looking forward to watching that as well. Not tonight, unfortunately, because I'm going out. But I'll watch one of the simulcasts later, or one of the later ones. And tomorrow night, I am doing an after party. I did this one of our first years. We played some Jackbox. We had some fun. Everybody's invited. I'll be on stream with that going on. We'll be talking in the chat. It'll be a good time. We'll just play some silly games together. So yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you, Eddie? Since you started talking.
Sorry, Eddie.
Oh,
just
okay.
before.
Or not.
I'm throwing my voice.
There's a really good question in the chat. I just want to address right now. It's from Awkward GM. Will there be Curseborne start playing sessions of the Ashcan? There's nothing we have planned internally for that, but the good news is if you're picking up the Ashcan today, as I said, if you really want to run the Ashcan this weekend, you can still host a game on Start Playing. Start getting it out there immediately. If you're up for that, if you've got the time on your busy schedule to do that this weekend, find a group of players and start playing. But sorry, Eddie, go for it.
Indeed, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, I'm excited about Curseborne. Like Daisy said, we've been working on this for a very long time.
Just so y'all know, for those of you who are watching this and it looks weird right now,
That's my fault.
Richard's power just went out.
Yeah.
And Dee
something
is
happened.
trying to fix it. So apologies for the wonky layout for a minute. You can still hear us, so Eddie can keep talking.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So speaking of games being cursed and things happening weird, like we'll talk more about this, but some of the stuff we did like that was planned and some of it wasn't.
No, it was none of it was planned. We just capitalized on all the bullshit that just kept happening.
I was trying to give us the illusion of planning there, but
We have no agency in this world.
we're just dragged along
We
by
are.
the abyss.
We are. It's awful.
And of course, obviously, I am excited about talking about Pugmire stuff because that's my baby, my little puppy dog, and I'm always happy to talk about it. And I do have some exciting updates to share as well as new announcements to share. So that's going to be really fun. But also, I am genuinely excited about Branch Riders. Branch Riders is not something that I came out late on board with that. That was definitely Badana's, the Badana group's game. They made that for start to finish when they approached Onyx Path with it. But I ended up acting as a consultant for them, and I grew to become really excited about it because aside from the therapeutic value and all of the interesting science that's going on behind the game, it's just frankly a really good game. It's really fun and slick and has some really interesting concepts, and it's doing some very different things than the quote unquote typical Onyx Path game. So there's a lot of other things going on, and I'm really excited for people to check it out. If you haven't already gone to check it out, please consider swinging by the Kickstarter while you're here this weekend. You can back at a very, very low level just to get access to the manuscript. And if you read the manuscript and decide it's not for you, you can pull back out and your money won't be taken. So you're putting up your money in escrow, if you will. But I think most people who are interested in just world hopping games, fast games that can include younger players but are not specifically talking down to younger players. Obviously, it's something I'm very passionate about with Pugmire, so I think people who like that kind of thing in Pugmire will definitely find something to like in Branch Riders.
Yes.
How about you, Danielle, if you're not too busy?
I'm not
doing
too
tech stuff?
busy. I'm very excited for everybody. Well, I'm excited for the Cursebane panel, and I'm also
Cursebane.
Curseborne and Earthbane together in
Curseborne.
One great taste.
two great tastes that taste great in one word. I love
Many words,
portmanteaus.
one taste.
Many tastes, one panel, pathcast. I don't even know what's going on
Many
anymore.
tastes, one tongue.
So anyway, yeah, now that I've got that semi fixed, and I'm sure I don't know how to make this happen. Hold on, wait, I do. There we go, fixed it. And now, of course, Rich will come back and fuck it all up again, I'm sure. But
Obviously,
we'll,
that's all.
you know, we'll deal with that when we get to it. So I'm looking forward to talking to people about At the Gates in the Earthbane panel, talking about the world below, talking about future games we may be talking about in that panel and announcing in that panel, which I'm not allowed to say anything else about because that's for that panel. I'm also really excited to reveal some secrets at the Curseborne panel. Let me tell you how much I have been dying to talk to you all about this game.
Right?
Secrets.
We're all like, yeah.
Secret game. So, is that it? Did Matthew talk about what he's excited about?
Matthew,
No,
is excited.
no, I talked
Matthew's
about
not excited about
everything else.
anything.
Matthew, what are you excited for?
Well, obviously, Curseborne. Curseborne is a big source of excitement in my life. Generally, I wake up every morning, I think, Curseborne.
Please, God, lift this curse
Yes.
from me.
Yeah, so by the time I go to sleep, I was like, Curseborne. But beyond that, I am very eager to talk about Earthbane and what we have planned for the Earthbane cycle to follow on from the world below and At the Gates, what we're planning. Oh, and Rich is back, so Danielle, you're
Have
going
been
to have to
rearranging
get on
all the windows
rearranging some
again.
pages.
I love this. So excited for me.
But while that's going on, there's another game I'm very excited to talk about, and that is They Came From. Because, well, I think everyone by this point knows that They Came From is a game so near and dear to my heart. And very recently I've been having such a lot of fun with it again. It's wonderful to have worked on a game that years on continues to entertain its players and its creator.
Yeah.
So to be able to talk about that this weekend and discuss any of our upcoming plans is also a thrill. But beyond that, I do need to echo Eddie on Branch Riders. It's such a beautiful looking game. Please do check out the Kickstarter. And I will echo Dixie. The layout on the Curseborne Ashcan really is stunning. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Dixie, for doing such wonderful work on that by hand at that. And I really look forward to seeing what other people think of it, both layout and in terms of written content. And I'll take this opportunity to answer a question that was posted in the chat about the Ashcan. Why was it credited to the Curseborne team? Very simply, it is a book that has condensed a lot of information from a lot of different sources and a lot of different authors, and honestly unpicking it at this point to be specific would have been very tricky, because it's a large team, but also there is still some mystery involved. We don't necessarily want to advertise all the authors, especially while this game is so largely under wraps, because there will be some very there'll be some very eager beavers getting in touch with said authors saying, what did you write about this on this game, and can you tell me anything about what's in it? So for the time being, it is the Curseborne team, and you'll find out more when it is time.
Yes.
I
Fantastic.
can tell you that 4 of the 5 people in this meeting have written on this game.
This is true.
Yes.
And Rich has
in some
spiritually.
capacity.
Well, I mean, if you want to,
Well, Rich makes all the
Edited
big
it.
decisions.
Yeah.
But sorry, everyone. Sorry, there was a cloud of moths came in and disrupted my internet.
Welcome,
That's all
Rich. We're so
Danielle is still sorting out the
I
pain.
am.
That's okay. I'm just gonna sit here and be Eddie for as long as I can and rake in the Pugmire royalties, right?
Yeah,
making
that's
those big dog bucks.
Yes, by the time you're done, you'll be able to afford a can of Coke.
It's all in dog
Hooray!
biscuits. It's just special doggy treats.
I don't have those. I've got chips on my desk though. I could eat chips. I'm not gonna do that on mic though.
Chips can be dog treats if you're
The
Kind
dogs
of.
think so.
the dogs
Dogs
sure
like
do
mustard.
think so.
I've gotten mustard chips.
They like anything. They don't taste it. They just gobble it down.
Of
That's
course,
so
over here
real.
we call them crisps.
I've got mustard crisps.
Yes,
Mustard
thank
crisp sounds like that dried mustard that comes on top of the mustard.
And Matthew, if you hold up one of these, they're still called crisps, aren't they? There's still an extra S at the end.
It's a crisp.
Because you like
It's
to
not-
add
it's not
S's
like
to the
math.
end of everything.
It's not. No. We like to add U's to everything.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I know, but
Yes.
And
that's the French coming through.
Crusts.
well, yes, I think
Okay.
technically, which is obviously the best kind, American
We're back.
English is correct on that. But anyway, it's, I like. Yeah, someone said this something about bloopers. This entire stream is a blooper.
Just our company's a blooper.
I'm just going to tell you that literally anytime we talk about Curseborne, anytime we think about Curseborne, every time somebody's like, oh, can you do this thing for Curseborne? Like a catastrophe happens.
Never anything that destroys us.
No, it's just
No.
annoying.
No,
it's
no, no.
minor annoyances.
Inconvenience. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
What
lives
was
were
that?
lost in the making of this project.
Yeah, there was a time when I did the Onyx Path news, wasn't there? And it just started restarting the news over and over
Yeah.
again, so I didn't know when it had actually begun. Sent me into a state of breakdown, which was fun. Recorded the same intro.
The
4
world is
times in a row.
thematically in sync with the world that we thought we created, but I guess we just replicated.
Exactly.
Yes, whatever Rich just said.
What's your words?
I mean, is it to Wraith Curse levels of curse yet?
I don't think
See,
so.
I don't. Again, no one's lives have ever been in jeopardy.
Yeah, nobody's had a
That we know
personal
of.
injury
Right.
yet.
Okay, so knock on whatever's nearby.
Yeah. Rich, while you were gone, we we did miss you, and we had a nice, lovely conversation with the fans about what we were excited about that's coming up at Onyx PathCon. And so you're the only one who hasn't answered that question. So what are you excited about?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I hope that I will be able to continue to have this conversation after I say it. But I'm actually really excited about the Curseborne panel, and it's mostly because we've been working on this thing for so long. We've been trying to, just basically keep our heads down and make this thing work. And then we've been teasing it for quite a period of time, which is another thing I'd like to go over a little bit on the Curseborne panel. But it's almost like this massive relief to finally be able to say, yeah, this is the thing, and we're working on it, but it's going to be this, it's going to be that. It's just really nice to see that all come together and not have to be something that we've kind of. I mean, I probably mentioned this project secret, like in not directly, but indirectly in like Monday meeting blogs going back for years when we say what's coming up for next year. We'll work on a secret project over here and this and that and one of them was always Curseborne. It's just been so long of gestating and coming back and into it and back and forth. So that panel I'm very much looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Branch Riders panel and the Bodhana Group panel because Jack's on them and I will probably not have to say anything.
God, no.
Oh my God.
And just
it'd be
let
so
him
easy.
talk and muse and be funny and smart and all the stuff that Jack does so well.
Yeah. He's on the Pathcast next Friday, and we already recorded it because of Origins and this. We didn't have another good time to do it. And yeah, that was the easiest Pathcast interview I've ever had to do because I was just like, tell me about Branch Riders.
Right.
Yeah. But again, like I
I love
said,
Jack.
never dull, never boring, never intrusive. He's a raconteur of talking about games. And
Jack's in the chat. He says, aw, shucks.
he always says that. What else we got going on?
I will say, because I've seen a thread in the chat, I know everyone's super excited about Curseborne. Obviously, we're super excited about Curseborne. If you have questions about Curseborne, please bring them to the Curseborne panel.
Yes.
That is the best place for us to answer them because that way we can record the questions. They can all be in one panel. That way, when the video comes up, people who can't make it can see it all in one place rather than having to bounce around a whole bunch of panels or a whole bunch of YouTube videos down the road. So please, I know you're excited. Trust me. Believe me, I get it. But please wait till the Curseborne panel.
Do you
Yes.
think Rich's power just went out again, or has he just
Frozen.
died?
Do we
Let's
want?
weekend
I'm
at
in
Bernie's
charge.
this shit.
Do we want to like take bets on what happened?
So
Wait,
power's the safe
I heard
bet.
a
he-
Discord
Yep,
sound.
it's gone.
Power's out again.
I'm not
I am
fixing
very-
us again.
I'm very good at going without blinking, but yeah, he was holding.
You're
he
just
was
gonna
doing
have
a
to
very
deal
good
with
pose
whatever
there.
is happening in this. I'm so sorry.
Just as he was about to say what else he was excited about.
I know.
Now we'll never know.
Gonna.
I'm
It's
excited
okay,
to say, I'm
uh,
excited about having my power back, and then
The top half
irony.
of my face is now Rich Thomas, according to the Twitch stream, so I can just keep talking for Rich. It's fine.
This is actually a really fine time now that we've passed the halfway mark and our numbers keep going up.
Yes.
To point
Hey,
out
everybody.
again that hi everyone, this is the Onyx PathCon. This is how things normally go.
This really is.
Get used to this shit.
Is that we released the Curseborne Ashcan. That is the preview version of Curseborne just as this panel launched. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you can head on
This-
over to Drive-Thru RPG. It is linked.
This is what happened
yes,
to us.
Thank you very much. Dixie's just posted the link in the chat. You can head on over there, low price. You can pick it up, get a sneak preview of what Curseborne is going to look like. And yeah, when we run our Curseborne panel, you can ask us all about that. And as Awkward GM Corbin asked earlier, can I run it over the weekend? Yes, absolutely. You can run a game of Curseborne using the Ashcan on Start Playing over the weekend. We encourage you to do so. And yeah, that was the best possible way of obscuring our technical fuck up.
It was so much easier than trying to fix all the things just for Rich to come back, for me to fix them all over again.
Yeah, right?
This is now
Let's
an
just hang out like this for a
audio-only
while.
panel.
Yeah, why do I have makeup on? But yeah, no, I very, very excited. And yeah, Lisa, our wonderful accountant at Onyx Path, has told us to stop mentioning Curseborne because the power keeps going up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm often hearing the question, what do moths have to do with Curseborne? And
We're going to answer that in the Curseborne panel.
I will
Yeah, I
definitely
didn't-
answer the Curseborne panel.
I just assumed they were a technical glitch,
They
like
are.
every other damn thing related
Yeah.
to Curseborne.
There is an interesting question in chat though, because it relates to more than just Curseborne. Someone's actually asking what an Ashcan is, and that's because it's relatively new to us. It's probably worth actually talking about that.
Sure.
An Ashcan is I'm going to choke down the instinct to go into the history of what Ashcans actually are because I find it fascinating.
Comic book history, comic book history.
I mean, why not? This is what
Damn
this
it.
panel's
All right.
for, right?
Okay, so Ashcans are originally something that was created in the 1930s and 40s in comic book publishing, because how copyright law worked was that if you can produce physical copies of a periodical and then show it, then you could get the rights to the trade dress, the title, and all of that. And so they would print up a handful of copies on very cheap paper, then literally burn them after they got the rights to what they were trying to get rights to. And so they became known as Ashcans. That went out of practice as the laws changed, but then back in the 90s, comic professionals resurrected it as a way to kind of show an early look at a product they were working on. And that's something that has then migrated into the RPG industry, which is what our Ashcans are. Ashcans are a very early look at a book in progress. So there's no art, very minimal layout textures. It's basically just here's the text laid out as nicely as possible. There may be mistakes, there may be missing parts, that may not be. It's a complete experience, but it's not the complete game. It's a way to kind of give you a what we call in video games a vertical slice, a representative sample of the game.
Yes.
And Danielle, I think, was the person who introduced those to us. Yes.
Yes, I had been seeing a bunch of indie games putting out tiny little slices and using them to gain funding for the continual development of those games. So they would bring these little, like, very slim, pretty much just like some cover art, a title, like a logo title, and then just like the most basic layout on the inside, no real art in it, just to give people a first look at what game they were working on at the moment. They'd have them at their booths. You could pick them up. You know, they'd cost like $10 for like a little, playable game. Really popular in the PBTA sphere, so they just wouldn't include the PBTA rules. They would just include like some sample stuff, essentially. And that was always, I just kind of was enamored with this idea of, why don't we do these first looks and get people on board before we go to Kickstarter, before we get things. I mean, we always share the manuscript at Kickstarter, so we're already kind of like 10 steps ahead of the rest of the gaming industry in that sense. But it was just another way for us to get people hyped and playing our games and talking about our games and, I don't know, yes, an amuse-bouche of gaming. So,
Yes.
yeah. As my hat of doing the everything manager, I
think you were the getting shit done manager.
That too,
No,
yes.
dog management, because I still cover that title.
Yeah, all of them. Getting shit done and managing the dogs.
Which, if you walk a dog, it's literally getting shit done.
It is.
Anyway.
This is what the opening ceremonies have devolved into.
This is what they always devolve into.
We had a
You
whole
act like
thing.
we've fallen down to this. This is the base level.
We had a whole thing we were going to be excited about, talking about our 13th year of Onyx Path, but I feel like that was really like a rich thing,
Yeah, it was.
and now he's gone.
Hey, 13 years.
13.
Yes.
13! Lucky 13, Curseborne, now my power's going to go out,
So I
Stop saying
will.
it, stop saying it.
You know what? I'm gonna join in on the Lucky 13 because I have been working with Onyx Path Publishing for 13 years.
Cool.
Yeah, same.
Not me.
Oh yeah, we
but
got
I
these
don't-
new kids with us.
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years! Almost a decade.
Double digits, not yet.
These youngins.
But that reminds me though that we talked about how this this is obviously the panel portion of our online convention, and that we have actual plays, but also start playing games where you can play games. I forgot to mention the dealers hall. That we do actually have sales going on this weekend as well. So if you're interested in purchasing stuff, we do have sales available. We have sales at Drive-Thru RPG. We have sales on Roll20 if you're more interested in the kind of the digital space of VTT space of things. And then if you want to pick up some of our printed stuff that's in stores, Indie Press Revolution also has sales on some of our stuff. So this weekend is a great time if you find a game that we're talking about that you're excited about and we've already got it out. After you pick up the Ashcan, feel free to check out all the other stuff that's on sale at Drive-Thru RPG or at Roll20 or at IPR. And once you do, to reiterate Matthew, it would be great if you could leave us a rating and possibly even a review, because those things really do help in our discoverability, that other people can find these games and enjoy them.
Discoverability, that's a word. That's the word I should have used.
Yeah,
That's a good word.
Yeah. I feel like it's a relatively recent invention, discoverability. It doesn't feel like a natural word.
It came about initially because of podcasts. Because when Apple started really promoting podcasts, they had it crammed into their music player, which name currently escapes me. And so it became very hard for people to find a specific podcast. And so the term they ended up being landed on to express the problem was discoverability. And that has since been ported into things like the App Store and now things like Steam.
I still think it's funny that we continue to use the word podcast, even though we no longer listen to them on iPods because they don't make them anymore.
I know. Just like the save icon is a floppy disk.
I mean,
like I guess you could say AirPods, but I don't have AirPods because I don't have an Apple. So
I mean, do you like do you blow your nose on a Kleenex?
I don't want to get into all that. I know all this stuff. The point is that it showed up as a term and became obsolete in a very short amount of time. And that's what I find interesting, is that like podcasts had this big boom and they were like, no more iPods. And I was like, huh, we're still going to call them podcasts forever. Interesting.
Yep.
Hey, we've got just over 10 minutes left, so with the knowledge, of course, that we're not going to be going in deeply into any games in the opening ceremonies, we have panels for all of those, and of course, What's Up with Onyx Path is going to be the big panel to check out this weekend if you want to know all the headlines of what we might be announcing this weekend. Feel free to ask them here. I recommend general questions and silly questions.
Personal questions.
Yeah, well, maybe not too personal.
Yeah, no.
But now is a good time to ask them before we go off the air with our opening ceremonies. And of course, do check out, because it's coming up very soon, the Curseborne actual play that Danielle ran. I have watched it all the way through. It is great fun. There's some wonderful performances from the players, and I'm not someone who can naturally engage with watching and listening actual plays, which may be, I guess, a bit hypocritical given that I'm often in them.
I'm the same way though. Like it's I love playing games. I don't love watching people play games, but a lot of people do love that, and that's great. Please watch all the games.
And I thought this one was a lot of fun, and really revealed a lot of what you can do with Curseborne. So from a purely, I guess, analytical perspective, and I know there are some of you out there in the chat who just really want to get into the guts of Curseborne, this is a great a couple of hours to watch. And Travis Legg, our eternally fantastic Travis Legg, spent so long having his computer eaten trying to get the actual play produced. So thanks so much for that, Travis. I think you did fantastic work. Oh, good God, someone's gifting so
many subs. Thank you.
Thanks.
So yeah, there's at least one question that is worth answering, which is, what are you all snacking on in between panels? What is your favorite con snacks?
Mustard chips.
Mustard
Keep
chips.
holding things up
Chips.
like I'm not completely covered. Mustard chips.
Sponsored by Mustard Chips.
Yeah, mustard chips. Oh man. So Matthew, I have an answer to that Snyder's Revenge or Snyder's Return. Remember we talked about what is Snyder's Return? It was a podcast.
Yeah.
That that interviewed me. Did they interview you for something as well?
They came from quite a while back, I think.
Yeah. So I asked before we did our recording. I said, why are you Snyder's Return? What is that?
Yeah.
And the answer was honestly the most gamer thing I've ever heard, which is that one of their play group would always bring the Snyder's pretzel like crisps, the mustard like covered pretzel crisps to their games. Yeah. And eventually, because it was always there, they started kind of referring to their games as Snyder's Return. And so when this guy started up his podcast, he decided he needed some name. And it was just kind of about like the...
Well, that's a good storied reason.
Yeah, it was such a great reason. I was like, oh man, this is so cool.
Well, no, thank you for telling me that, because I did wonder. And in terms of what I will be snacking on, probably I'll just be drinking. I don't mean booze. I've got a child's birthday party to go to on Saturday, so I can't get too drunk.
It's pretty late where you are. I wouldn't be surprised if you had like a beer. It wouldn't be that weird.
No, I just tend to drink a lot.
I'll be running on Diet Coke, soda, and whatever snacks are around my house.
Do you have 3 drinks in front of you right now, Dixie?
No, I only have one.
I have 2.
Who are you?
Yeah,
Imposter.
Because it's only an hour as opposed to our usual like a 3-hour stream where we're gaming. I figured I could get by on a soda. But anything longer, like for the after party, I'll probably have like a glass of wine, a glass of water, and a soda. Stay awake.
Yeah, I have a water and a soda. Of course, I picked up my soda when I said water. Not like anybody can see me through the giant moth.
Right? I can keep doing things to the screen because I can see y'all on the Zoom.
And some of us, only me, have a panel that I have to attend every
Rich is back.
hour
Oh God.
for. Oh man. Okay, hold on. I think I can.
You can unmoth us.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
unmothed.
Dust off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wipe
No
the
one say
moth
the name of
off.
that game line. No one. No,
No
one say
one.
it.
And look at that, we're already all in the right place.
Yep. See, that's why I didn't mess with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to be snacking because I have 4 panels back to back with like 30-minute little intervals in between,
Yeah.
which are actually only 15-minute intervals in between because I got to show up to the Zoom meeting
Yeah.
early enough for the person, whoever's doing
Yeah.
tech to do all the screen stuff. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be snacking on. I have these now that we have screens again. I have these things. These are my ADHD emergency lunch.
Yep.
Protein.
They're just like 300 calorie protein bars. I keep them on my desk, and when it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I realize I have forgotten to eat lunch,
Yep.
and I'm like decision paralysis about what to eat, I can just reach up, grab a bar, and eat it.
Struggle is real, Danielle. Struggle
really
is real. There are always like, I realize I sound like I'm 5 saying this, but I've always got backup cans of Chef Boyardee because I know if I can't eat like nothing sounds appealing, I could eat a hot can of Chef Boyardee, and like it's not great, but it's better than not eating.
Who knew that this question had so much depth to it?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Velvet Tea,
Yes.
for asking us about what we're snacking on. Elves of Zion and Simulacra TV ask interchangeably, are you in fact persons or personas? We're on the Q&A section now, Rich. You missed
I
the...
caught that part. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Context clues. We're
Yes.
straightforward.
I'm good with context, not so much with facts.
So start with you, Rich. You've now had 2 power cuts. Are you still a person, or are you now just a persona, a mask worn by a gremlin?
I can't imagine. I mean, if it was a mask, maybe that's why it took so long to come back this last time. I had to recreate it because the power surge had destroyed it. No, I mean, I would love to just be a persona, but right now I'm just me, just sitting here waiting. You can't even hear it, but there's like sirens going by outside. There's fire trucks. I don't know what happened out there. Big storm came in and bad stuff happened.
Amazing.
Well, Dixie...
Coincidentally.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Rich, go for it.
No. I'm
Okay.
done.
I thought you were about to say that
Dixie.
like a moth conservatory burned down next to your house or something.
I had a moth conservatory next to my house. I would have mentioned it.
Well, you just ruined our reveal for the Curseborne panel of what moths
Oh,
have
I'm
to do
sorry.
with
The conservatory.
We already
With a
have
lead pipe.
We already have a LARP destination. Oracle GM asks, and I'll point this at Dixie, Onyx Path LARP fashion line when?
Why did you point that at me? I don't learn.
Because these are all silly questions.
That's the best. That's why you're the best person to answer that question.
I'll do a makeup line. Is what I'll do. And I will do a themed makeup line about the game that we are not mentioning the name of anymore on this panel.
It's like
No,
Macbeth.
you do a Pugmire
Yes.
themed makeup line.
I will do a Pugmire theme makeup line. I will do makeup for dogs specifically.
Yes, exactly.
My dog would just lick it off.
Lava
That'd have
being
good flavor.
It's edible. It's edible makeup.
asks, can you detail who will be hosting each panel? No, and but for the most part, it will be the developers of the respective game lines,
Yeah.
where they are available. We also
We have some MCs that will be sitting in
Yes.
to make the stuff flow a little
Right,
bit
right.
better. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, but basically the people responsible for those games are probably going to be on those panels, so you'll be good.
Dirty Pool Film says, what were any of your favourite unused settings from They Came From the RPG Anthology? I think we can answer this now. Dawkins Creek. Clearly.
Clearly.
Dawkins
Obviously.
Creek.
I voted for it.
I pitched Neo Tokyo, so obviously that's the one that I'm set. didn't make it in because I really wanted to make one based specifically on like 90s anime, like the first generation of anime that a lot of us really saw in the States. But you know,
I tried
it
to
happens.
sneak some of that into Steel Dragon Tournament because there's a pretty strong overlap there.
Yeah.
So
So the nice thing about they came from is there can be major overlaps and you're still playing the
Yeah.
same game.
Yep.
mhm.
I wanted a musical. I wanted the
I also
musical.
wanted that one. Big
I
Broadway nerd.
But
I
you
still
hate that
think-
idea. I know you hate it, Matthew.
Oh, no,
I
you
just think
know-
it would be fun to tweak the format so much to make it work.
It's not that I hate the idea. It's
He
that
does.
it isn't a genre. It is a rule that gets
My
applied to
my art of the
existing
film
films.
teacher would disagree.
I'm not saying
They're
that there
wrong.
aren't movies that are
She was never
strictly
wrong.
musicals, but they are musicals about something else. So I think you could have a musical rule set that you apply to a different genre, and that is maybe the content of a tasty bit to come. Who knows? It isn't, but it might be. It could be.
It could be. It could be.
Yes.
I have so many they came from Tasty Bits that I want to pitch, but
Yes.
Someone asked they can't leave a review for Curseborne Ashcan. Is it because it's so recent? Yes, you need
Yes.
to leave 24 hours. So review and rate other books you bought from us. That'll be very much appreciated.
Appreciate
And then
you
in
thinking that
24
way, though.
hours, yes,
Thank
in
you.
24 hours, come back to the Ashcan. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Someone check on Rich. No, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
I'm back.
He's fine.
Hedgehog flavored crisps. Okay, Eddie, this one's to you. Didn't someone make hedgehog flavor crisps for a while?
Yes. I can actually explain the history behind that if anyone cares.
We've got 3 minutes.
Right. So apparently, and this is my source for this is a Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. So, take it for what you will. But apparently there was a very sensational headline in Britain around the 90s about a celebrity interfering with hedgehogs, and that became a running joke for a while in the media. And so someone jokingly said they were going to put out hedgehog flavored crisps to capitalize on that, and then another person actually did and protected them, and then another company tried to sue them, and then they got shut down. So other companies moved into this very brief market of hedgehog flavored crisps. And apparently they taste kind of bacony.
Yeah, they're made
I
of
was gonna say, Eddie, is it the cooked hedgehog or like if you took a bite of a hedgehog, like if you just
No, it tasted nothing like hedgehog. It was just
They don't
playing off
contain
of
any
this-
actual hedgehog.
Right, yeah, 0% hedgehog.
artificial
reason why-
hedgehog flavoring is what I'm
The
going
reason
for.
why I know this is because when Sonic became popular, there was a very brief, a couple of months where they put out blue crisps that were hedgehog flavored.
Oh, God.
So
Because of course.
Sonic would taste like sweat, right, and like gym shoes.
he
from
would
running.
taste like
It
speed.
tastes like cocaine.
I'm really glad this panel's almost over.
All
Oh,
right,
God.
so Rich, question for you. The background on this Twitch stream is awesome. Do any of you guys get a sneaky portrait in the art in the books?
Nope.
Not on
Well, my
purpose.
dogs
do
do.
any of us appear in the books?
So secret that I'm going to share real quick. We only have a minute left. Sometimes I will just vaguely describe myself in my art notes
I've done that.
and see what the artist comes up with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
1000% done that once. It looked nothing like me, which
Yeah.
was totally fine. Although one time someone did draw a vampire that looked a lot like me.
But wasn't
and
with that description. It
That
was
wasn't
just
on
No.
purpose.
by
So
accident.
there's just
Yeah.
there's a vampire in a book that looks a lot like me if I had blonde hair and a bun.
That
And
was the book you actually wrote on as
it was a
well, wasn't
character I wrote.
Yes.
That
Yes.
which made it extra strange. Yeah, it was a Lasombra character
And
I wrote.
entirely an
Something with the
accident.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so
Ah.
I'm kind of in a book, but not on purpose.
And there were people that after Beckett's Jihad Diary were saying to me, "Oh, for God's sake, Matthew Dawkins, so egotistical, has got himself in the art." And no, that isn't me in the art. There's a character that someone says looks like me. And so people
Right.
assume that I inserted myself, as it were. One last question then, because we've hit the time. What video game has inspired your characters or entire? All right, it's a big question. The turtle. Ask that on the panel. All right, now let's quickly run through them. One video game each that's inspired any of our work, and we'd point people towards only one video game and say which RPG it inspired. Danielle,
Final Fantasy at the Gates.
Eddie.
Pass.
Yeah,
There's
you've
so
lost
many.
your chance. Dixie.
Yeah.
Also pass.
One video game
no.
that's inspired some of your content, some of your creative output.
No.
Okay. Rich.
Sure. Going way back, Pool of Radiance.
Ooh.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
old PC game, and
Yeah.
it inspired some of the stuff that's in the Crossroads continent.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That said, people are wanting to watch Curseborne, which is supposed to be going live now.
Yes. So if you want to watch Curseborne,
You should go.
stay
We
here.
should go.
We are
Yes,
leaving.
We should go.
Yeah.
We are leaving right now. I'm going to count
Thank
us down. 3, 2, 1. No.